you've just woken up with an ostomy, this conversation's for you. I didn't have the privilege of preparing for mine. I woke up and life had changed. If you're scared, if you're overwhelmed, if you're wondering if life is ever going to be normal again, I'd like to sit with you today with my little cup of coffee. Cheers to all who have one. And just take a few minutes and share with you the 5 things I wish someone had come and told me right after surgery. The first thing I want you to know is you don't have to have everything figured out today. I remember waking up in the hospital bed, and I was very confused the majority of the time that I was in the hospital. I constantly had to ask questions about what was going on around me because I wasn't sure. So if that feels like you, welcome. But when I first realized I had my ostomy, it had been a conversation I had been having with my surgeon. I had 4 surgeries in 5 days, done by 2 different surgeons. The first one, I had made very clear that I didn't do what you need to do, but I don't want to wake up with a bag. Apparently, I didn't stress that enough to the second one. No, I did. It was beyond his control at that point. So I don't hold anybody responsible. I just wish someone had been sitting with me that day that could have looked at me and said, today we just need to take one step. We don't have to fix it all. We don't have to know what tomorrow's going to bring. We just take one step. Knowing that it's there was all I could do for that day. The next thing I wish somebody had been able to share with me right after I woke up, even months after I woke up, was it was okay to grieve. A big lesson I learned was that you're not ungrateful if you grieve. I felt like if I was grieving, I was this angry that it meant I was ungrateful for the fact that I was still alive. And those people that had them and were so grateful is because they really had a choice. Went into it knowing that it was life or death and this is what was going to happen and this is what kept me alive. I didn't feel like I knew that. So grieving to me felt like a place that I wasn't grateful. That just because it happened, I wasn't grateful. And I wasn't necessarily grateful to still be alive at that point. So grieving is essential. And it's something we have to do because life is not going to come and be where it was. Next thing I want you to know is that recovery isn't linear. No straight line across. Some days you're going to feel like you're making progress. And other days you'll wonder if you're going backwards. And that's normal. It's okay. Healing is really fragile. And it takes a step forward and then 3 steps back. But that's okay. Because it's all still healing. Next thing, number 4, to ask for help sooner. The nurses and my family were all trying to be very supportive, but they didn't have an idea, a clue. They had no clue. No clue what I was feeling. They could imagine, because they realized that I had just lost a big part of who I was, but they didn't have a clue. I wish I had known, I don't know when, but when I woke up, when I got my bearings, I wish I had known to seek help from somebody who actually knew what this felt like. I didn't realize that for quite a while after surgery. And number 5 is life isn't over. It really isn't. Life may look different, and it will. It will look very different. But different doesn't necessarily mean worse. One day, take my word for it, you'll laugh again. You'll enjoy a meal without thinking about what that's going to mean. You'll make plans to go places and not have that be your first focus about making those plans. And last but not least, you'll find hope again. If I could reach back and sit beside myself at the edge of surgery, at the edge of my bed after surgery, I'd tell myself this: you won't always feel this afraid. You won't always feel this lost. But know that healing's not going to happen all at once. But that being said, one day you'll wake up and realize that you're still living, and it's okay. Life might not look the same, but it can still be beautiful. And if you're watching this today, I want you to know that you're not walking through this alone. And I'm here beside you to walk with you. And I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. And thanks for coming along with your coffee. We'll see you again soon.